Hello, everyone. Welcome to Richard Chinese Language. I'm teacher Richard, and every Saturday afternoon, 4 p.m. Taiwan time or Beijing time, you can learn basic Chinese with me. And today, I'm going to talk about very important Chinese grammar point. So pay attention today, and we'll talk about this word for many classes because it is so important. Okay, so let's get started right now. Okay, today I'm going to talk about a word. Every day we need to speak Chinese and we need to ask questions. So this marker, ma, is a very important marker in Chinese because that's a essential word to form a yes/no question in Chinese. Okay, ma. Oh, hello, Daning. Hello, Nalita, Henny, CCSH, and Fahim. Li Quan, Roshan, Mirage. Hello, good day. Okay, so today is our first class for the use of ma, and the following next weekend, we're going to continue talking about this word. Okay, so today is the basic use of the word only. Hello, 各位. Okay, so ma, okay, it's a particle, it's a marker we put at the end of the sentence to form a yes/no question. Okay, remember this at the end of the sentence because the use is very different from English. Okay, so one thing you have to know in Chinese is no need to use inversion to form a question. So you don't need to switch any word in Chinese, which makes Chinese more like more like how to say that more, I mean easier. Okay, easier to learn. Okay, so our example sentence. Hello, Yuji. Hello, Hui Jun. Hello, 你好. Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Okay, 她是你妈妈吗? Okay, so if we don't look the word ma, actually this is the like narrative sentence only. 她是你妈妈, like she is your mother, right? In English, it's like she is your mother. 她是你妈妈. And if we need to make it a yes/no question in Chinese, the only thing we have to do is to put ma at the end of the sentence. You don't need to switch any order of other words. But in English, you need to switch is to the beginning of the sentence. So that's the difference of the two languages. Totally different. But in Chinese, it's much simpler. It's much easier, right, to do it to form a yes/no question, right? So something we only have to do is to put the marker ma at the end of the sentence and add a question mark, and that's all. You don't need to switch any order or words in a sentence. Okay, so that's something you have to know first. Hello, Sikom. Hello, Hanjian. Okay, so since you know the tip to form a yes/no question in Chinese, the only thing we have to do is to practice. Okay, so let's practice. I'll give you more sentences and let's try it and how to answer the yes/no question in Chinese. We'll do it now. Okay, point one. Add ma directly at the end of the sentence to form a yes/no question. And secondly, we have to know how to answer them in Chinese. So oftentimes we use auxiliary verbs, okay, to answer the question. Secondly, if you do not find a auxiliary verbs, then we can use general verbs to answer a question in Chinese. Okay, remember the 2 tips. So let's do the question now. 明天他会来。明天 tomorrow. he 会 like be going to or will 来 come. 明天他会来. Okay, originally this sentence is a narrative sentence only. He will come tomorrow. But how to make it a yes no question? Like in English, we will switch the words. But in Chinese, we don't do that. We add only a marker here at the end of the sentence. And what is that? Okay. Yeah, very good. 明天他会来吗? Wow, Chinese is so simple. Let's not learn English. Let's learn Chinese now because Chinese is so simple. We only need to add a marker. We don't need to switch any word. Okay. 明天他会来吗? Very good. And yeah, very good. 吗? Okay, then how should we answer this kind of sentence in Chinese? Because in English, we say yes or no. Yes, he will. No, he won't. But in Chinese, we will say 会. So we use auxiliary verb only. It's like yes in Chinese. So we will say 会. Simple answer. 会, which means yes. 不会. No. We say 不会. So all the time we use 不. The word 不, and here we will pronounce it like 不会. 不会. Okay, so that's yes or no. We use auxiliary verbs. Remember this. So that's important. Okay. 明天他会来吗? 会. 不会. Don't say 是,不是. We don't say that. We say 会. We use the word from the original sentence. Okay, 会 or 不会. Okay, and how about if you want to answer me in complete sentences? I will say 明天他会来吗? 会. 明天他会来. 不会. 明天他不会来. Okay, that's incomplete sentences. Okay, so we'll practice more. Okay, we'll practice more. Okay, the second quiz for you. 你可以帮助我. Okay, originally this is a narrative sentence only. You can help me. But if I want to say, can you help me? 你可以帮助我. And what should we do in Chinese to form a yes no question? That's so easy, right? But we have to practice more. Okay. 明天他会来吗? Very good, 各位。明天他会来吗? Okay, that's the first question. 你可以帮助我吗? Very good, 月莹. That's the way to form a yes no question. You need to switch any words. Okay. 你可以帮助我吗? Okay. And how to answer it how to answer the question in a simple way? Like yes or no. We say 可以. 可以. So we use auxiliary verbs here. 可以. If your answer is no. 不可以. Okay, remember. 不可以. So it's like yes or no in English. 可以. 不可以. We use the auxiliary verbs in Chinese. Okay? 可以 like can. 可以. 不可以. How about incomplete sentences? 可以. 你可以帮助我吗? 可以，我可以帮助你。不可以，我不可以帮助你。Okay, incomplete sentences. Okay. Oh, hello, 好久没看到你啦。唐龙，好久没看到你了。Okay, 唐龙 long time no see. Yeah. 你可以帮助我吗? 可以，我可以帮助你。不可以，我不可以帮助你。Very good. Okay. Now, let's try a sentence with be verb 是 in Chinese. Okay, 是 is like be verb in Chinese, but we don't need to change the form of 是. Okay. 他是医生. He is a doctor. How about we have to say, is he a doctor? 他是医生. What? Very good. Wow, 他是医生吗? Is he a doctor? In Chinese, you only need to add a ma and that's all. Chinese is so easy, right? 他是医生吗? And how to answer it? Okay, of course, we need the general verb. That's the be verb in Chinese. 是. So we will answer 是. 他是医生. If the answer is no, 不是. 他不是医生. Okay, that's all. And that's not hard. Easier than English, right? Okay, 他是医生. Very good. 是，他是医生，他不是医生。Okay. 你可以帮助你的朋友吗? Can you help your friends? Very good. Okay. Now let's try more questions with general verbs. Okay, like I. I is a general verb. It's not an auxiliary verb, right? So let's try it. 丽丽爱我. Originally, it is a narrative sentence. Lily loves me. And how to form a yes-no question? In English, we have to think about do, does, did, can, will. We have to think about these auxiliary verbs. In Chinese, no, we don't do that. We only add a ma, right? You know that already. Okay, 丽丽爱我吗? Very good. 丽丽爱我吗? Very good. Okay. And in English, yes, no. In Chinese, okay, still we need to find the general verbs here. I love. So we say I, which means yes. Okay, so that's the difference. Pay attention, please. 丽丽爱我吗? I. 丽丽爱我. 不爱. No, like no. 不爱. 丽丽不爱我. Okay, so remember the different pattern in two languages. That's quite different. Okay, but Chinese is much easier. 丽丽爱我吗? I. Yes. 丽丽爱我. 不爱. No. 丽丽不爱我. Okay, very good. Okay, so you have to, practice over and over again to get used to it. 不爱，我老婆爱我。Okay. Okay, so let's try more. Once again, 懂, which means understand, and 懂 is a general verb. So, like in class, during class, the teacher will ask you this question. If I say 懂, which means understand, 懂, I understand, 懂, which means I understand. But if I want to ask you, do you understand? Do you understand? I can say 懂. Okay. 懂吗? Very good. 懂吗? 懂吗? Do you understand how to use 吗? 懂吗? Okay. 懂吗? Okay. Which means, do you understand? Of course, you can add a you here. 你懂吗? Yes, you can add a 你, which means you here. 你懂吗? Yeah. 你懂吗? But you can omit it. Okay. 懂吗? Do you understand? Okay. And how about if I want to say yes? We don't say 是, we say 懂. So we use the general verb to answer the question, right? 懂吗? 懂. Yes. 我懂. 不懂. No. 我不懂. 听得懂这个语法点吗? 懂吗? 懂. 我懂. 不懂. 我不懂. Okay? So you can say 懂 or 不懂 to say yes or no. Okay. Yeah, 懂吗? 懂. 懂吗? 不懂. Okay, so remember the way to form a yes-no question with ma and how to answer them. If you see an auxiliary verb, you use them to answer. If you didn't see it, you see a general verb, then use the general verb to answer the question. Okay, so that's the tip. Okay, 我不懂, 我懂. Okay. Okay, one more. 你喜欢中文 is like you like English. And if we want to make it a yes/no question in English, we say, do you like in Chinese? But in Chinese, we don't need to switch any words. We can say, 你喜欢中文 what? So easy, right? Yeah, 你懂不? Yeah, that's something we have to learn next week. Okay, yeah. Ma equals verb, 不 verb. We'll talk about it next week. Okay, that's very important. We'll talk about it next time. 你喜欢中文吗? Very good. 你喜欢中文吗? Very good, Zhēn. Very good. 你喜欢中文吗? 我不懂英文，但是我懂汉语。Very good, 乐音。你喜欢中文吗? 喜欢。Very good. And the way to say yes, no is not 是，不是. No, we say 喜欢. We use the general verb. We can say 喜欢 yes, 不喜欢 no. Okay. Incomplete sentences. 你喜欢中文吗? 喜欢，我喜欢中文。你喜欢中文吗? 不，我不喜欢中文。Okay. Incomplete sentences. Okay. 你懂了没有? Yeah, that's something we have to talk about it next week. Okay. Okay, very good. So support teacher Richard, like, share, and subscribe, please. If you really want to support me and love my classes, you can support me by buy me a cup of coffee every month, $2 only. Okay, now let's do. Oh no, that's another grammar point now for you to learn. Okay, and that is so important. That's tag questions in Chinese. Wow. And in English, we say, ba ba ba, right? Ba ba ba, okay. So in English, it's a little bit hard. For example, you are a teacher, aren't you? He is a doctor, isn't he? He gets up early every day, doesn't he? So you have to remember a lot of do, this, did, a lot of difficult rules in English. But in Chinese, once again, in this part, Chinese is much easier. Why I say that? We only need to learn two different usage. One is right. Okay. The other is to ask people's permission. Okay. So if you how to make this kind of tag question? First of all, you give a narrative sentence, then a comma, and then use a tag question here. For example, if you want to form a tag question for yes/no answer, you have to say, you can use 是吗 or 对吗 at the end of the sentence. Okay, remember at the comma. And then you can say 是吗 or 对吗 for any kind of narrative sentences. Okay, you don't need to think about the verb. No, we always use 是吗 or 对吗. You can choose either one, and either one is okay. Either one is correct. And you are asking the person a question. Okay, you're asking the person the question. Okay, 是吗? Is it? 对吗? Right? Okay. And the other way is to ask people's permission. For example, you want to ask people to watch a movie, then you want to ask his or her permission, right? We can say 可以吗? 好吗? Okay, so it's like, okay, you're asking permission. Okay, so we say 可以吗? 好吗? Either one is correct. You can use either one of them. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so that's practice. That's practice. Okay. 你是理查老师，是吗? Right, very good. 你是理查老师，是吗? Very good. 你是理查老师，对吗? Okay. So don't ask me, should I use 是吗 or 对吗? Because either one is okay. Either one is correct. You can use either one of it. Okay, once again. 你是理查老师 Your teacher Richard? Aren't you? Okay, 是吗？对吗？ Okay, you can use either one of them. 你是理查老师是吗？你是理查老师对吗？ Right? Aren't you? Okay. Yeah, this is teacher Richard. Okay. Okay, so let's try this one. 我们去看电影。Okay, 我们 is like we go watch the movie. 我们去看电影。And what's the answer? 我们去看电影好吗？我们免费上您的中文课可以吗？可以，可以。OK， 你是理查老师对吗？对，我是理查老师。你是理查老师是吗？是，我是理查老师。对，好。你是理查老师对吗？对，我是理查老师。OK， 我们去看电影好吗？好，是吧？Zandy， 是吧 ？Don't use 是吧 ？Okay, because 是吧 the tone is not that okay. Okay, we don't really use 是吧 we say 是 okay 是 actually when we say 是吧 that sounds a little bit impolite. Okay, so my suggestion is you use 是 is okay enough. Don't add a 吧 if you don't really understand the tone. Sometimes 是吧 sounds a little bit impolite. Okay, so do not use 是吧. My suggestion is to use 是 only. 是 OK. 我们去看电影好吗？好。我们去看电影好吗？不好。Okay, which means you don't want to watch the movie. 他是刘德华，不是理查老师，对吗？对。or 不对。OK， 我们去看电影好吗？好。or 不好。or you can say 不要。Okay, sometimes we say 不要 which means you don't really want to do it. 不要。Okay, but if you say 好吧 oh no, if you say 好吧 it's like someone forces you to do this. So don't use 吧 if you don't know the actual meaning of 吧 because sometimes when you say 吧 that means you don't really want to do it. Someone forces you to do this. So 是不是对不对可以不可以好不好 That's good enough. Okay. 你是我的邻居是吧Zandy is not really impolite, but the tone is quite different. My suggestion is use 是吗 Okay, that sounds better. Okay, because for basic learners, you cannot really master how to use the marker 吧 we'll talk about 吧 in our future lessons, of course, because 吧 is a very hard marker to master. Okay, so for the time being, my suggestion is let's use 吗 will be good. Okay. 您每个星期六下午有直播课，对吗？对。You can say 对。Okay. 你是我的邻居是吧？It's like you're talking to your friend. Okay, so 是吧 is like a direct tone, the direct use. It's not that really good to talk to someone you are not familiar. So if you say 是吗 that sounds better. Okay. Okay, 李强会游泳。Okay, what's the answer? 李强会游泳。Okay, so it's like you are trying to ask a question, right, about 李强, right? 李强会游泳。Yeah, when you making a question, I think 吗 would be better. 吧 yeah, we'll talk about in our future lessons. Okay, ma would be better in for the time being because ba have a lot of different feelings, emotions when you ask a question. Okay. 对吗？李强会游泳，对吗？对。李强会游泳，对吗？不对。Okay. 李强会游泳，对吗？ Very good. 李强会游泳，是吗？是，不是？ Okay. 儿子，你整理了你的房间，你整理了你的房间，是吗？是吧？ Okay. 唐龙 will talk about ba in our future lessons. It's like very complicated to like explain. I'll talk about ba like 2 weeks later. Okay. 李强会游泳，对吗？对，不对？ Okay. 对吗？ Yes. Okay, so we can use 是吗 or 对吗 to form a yes no question. Okay, very good. 教我中文，教我中文。Okay, what's the answer? Teach me Chinese. Okay. 教我中文 Teach me Chinese. Okay, and some students will ask a question like this, right? 教我中文 like you're asking me my permission. Can you or can't you? Okay. 教我中文好吗？好。教我中文好吗？不好。教我中文可以吗？可以。教我中文可以吗？不可以。Very good. 教我中文可以吗？老师，教我中文好吗？老师，教我中文可以吗？ Okay, very good, very good. 教我中文可以吗？ Okay, very good. And you know, right? You know how to use ma. But we have a lot of different uses for ma. So we'll talk about ma, more about ma in our next lesson. It's like, let me see. Okay. Yeah, it's like 是吧? Okay. If I want to explain the difference between 是吗 or 是吧, it's like 是吗 it's like you don't know the answer. You really don't know the answer. But when you say 是吧, actually you know the answer and you expect a yes from the other party, the other person. So that's the difference. Okay. When I say 是吧, actually you might know the answer and you expect the other person to say yes. For example, 唐龙，你是男的，是吧？唐龙, are you a man? Of course, you're a man. I expect a yes from you. So when we say 是吧, actually, you have already known the answer. So you will say 是吧. And you expect a yes from the other person. Okay. But when you say 是吗, actually, you don't really know the answer. And you expect an exact answer from the other person. So that's the difference. So that's the reason why I say it's a little bit complicated. Okay. So 是吧 is like you know the answer actually, but you want to make further confirmation. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so I will ask you, 唐龙你是男人吗？唐龙你是男人是吧？ Of course. 是啊，我是男人啊。Yeah, so 是吧 is 当然你是男人。Okay. Okay, 老师，请你讲课用中文。粤英 because there's the HSK level 1. So like from Monday to Friday, I will speak Chinese, right? Okay. So on Saturday, I'll speak English for basic Chinese learners. Okay. 可以吗? Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much. And thumbs up, please. And see you tomorrow afternoon. Okay, bye-bye.